Hello, and welcome to the FringeRX podcast. I'm Anna Strong, and I'm on a mission to find a cure for autoimmune. We talk education, healing, support, do's, don'ts, wins, and losses, all to improve our quality of life. Hey, I'm not in the studio this time. I'm coming from Arizona. So I am on remote, as well as my guest is on remote from San Diego. I'm very excited to have him. He's a special guest because you know how I'm always talking about stem cell therapy and why are we not doing it in this country? We say we're the best medical in the world, and yet we're so far behind. But today my guest is the CEO and president and co-founder of the Global Institute of Stem Cell Therapy and Research, also known as GIOSTAR. It's headquartered in San Diego, and it was formed with this vision, a vision to provide affordable stem cell-based therapies to the masses. I mean, globally, people who are suffering from degenerative or genetic diseases, and they don't have the money that it costs for stem cell therapy. I mean, in this country alone, which is not covered by insurance, by the way, people are getting gouged, and it's like, you're sick. You know, people are dying. It shouldn't have a dollar sign on it. So they're trying to stop that, and they're trying to put it at a cost that everybody can afford. So, ladies and gentlemen, do me a favor and just a big round of applause for Mr. Deven Patel, the CEO and president and co-founder of the Global Institute of Stem Cell Therapy and Research. GIOSTAR.
Thank you, Anna. That's a wonderful, exciting introduction, and you hit the right chord. It is when somebody's suffering and then you're trying to make money out of it, that's just not right. It doesn't make sense. I've said that before, that you cannot make money out of somebody's pain. I've said it many times. And therefore, the whole purpose of GIOSTAR is to make it available to the masses, means make it affordable to the masses, make it accessible to the masses. And that is our mission for last 21 years and going on. And we are succeeding at certain level, not all the way, but we're getting there.
Well, I know that you just opened facilities in India. Can you tell us briefly about the new hospital that you have out there and the new treatment center?
Yes. So we have a footprint around the globe. We're based in San Diego, California, as Anna said, and we do hardcore research in the United States. But then in the different countries like Mexico and India and a couple other countries, we have our own treatment facilities because those jurisdictions allow us to do certain kind of stem cell treatment, advanced stem cell treatment. So we do that. In India, we opened one facility in Bangalore, which is a South India, and then our headquarters was in west of India in Ahmedabad. That one also been created in the new building. So we had actually two facilities that we just created in the last few months, but total we have few in India.
Congratulations. I mean, that's huge. I mean, obviously, the more treatment centers that we have, the more people we can treat.
Right.
But for our audience, because a lot of people don't know, can you explain to them briefly exactly what stem cell therapy is?
Before even I get to the stem cell therapy, I wanted to tell you about what is stem cell, right? Stem cell is the master cell of the body.
That's
So
what we all started out as, right?
Right, exactly. So it's a master cell of the body. From one cell, entire body is created. So every organ, everything is created from the one cell. That's the master cell, and that's called stem cell, which has the blueprint of your entire body. And purpose of this science or the way it grew, because if that cell can create the entire body, why not that cell can repair and regenerate and regrow any specific damaged organ or any conditions that you may have. So anything that degenerates in your body, stem cells' job is to regenerate and repair. That's why it's called regenerative medicine. Does that make sense?
Oh, absolutely. So basically, I mean, this is a technology that you don't even have to be, sick, even though it does miraculous things for people who have chronic diseases, or in my case, autoimmune. That really it's a regenerative thing. Does that mean that it's an anti-aging process too? Correct?
Yes, yes, you're looking at one person sitting here. I do my anti-aging. So yes, it is just designed to basically slow down your aging, hold on to your aging, or even reverse age your body or your organs and their functionality. So yes, I am 51 year old, but few people says that I don't look 51.
No, you look fabulous. Are you a vegetarian?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, they say that helps too. If you have a plant
Yeah,
base, you do. You look. I would guess like 40. So
yeah,
you've taken a
50,
decade
maybe
off.
50. Yes. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm not a scientist. I'm not a doctor. I am. I look at stem cell therapy as basically that's what we all started out with, and it's not a pharmaceutical. It's something that I mean, there's a science behind it as far as how how different stem cell therapies, and you'll get into that in a minute. The adipose is from fat tissue. Then you have the cord based, which is an umbilical cord. There's all different kinds of stem cell treatments. Do you want to give our audience an idea of what stem cell therapy is and how it can help them?
Yes, stem cell therapy, again, as I said, anything that degenerates, stem cell job is to regenerate. And the best part is, as Anna said, it's not any chemical. It's a unit of life. It's nature put that in your body, and their job is to repair and regenerate. So the whole science or the research that has been done, that if these cells have ability to differentiate into different cell or tissue types. So let's say if you're to make it very simple, if somebody's heart is degenerated or heart is damaged, then stem cells job is to go there and repair those heart muscles or heart tissue or whatever, or the lung or the kidney or the brain, whatever. It doesn't matter. So that's the basics of the stem cell therapy. And so what we do, there are two type of stem cell transplant or treatment. One is called autologous, which is your own cell, and one is the allogenic, which is the donor cell. And both are very successful in its outcome. And if it's autologous, it comes from your own peripheral blood or your fat tissue or your bone marrow. If it's a donor cell, also can come from somebody else's fat tissue, peripheral blood, or bone marrow, or umbilical cord. So the lot of misconception out there, especially about MSCs, mesenchymal stem cell, that we use for uh, all kind of treatments that we provide outside of United States. These cells, some people say, oh, a younger person cell, older person cell. There's no such thing as younger person, older person cell. If it's stem cell, it has a scientific definition, and that scientific definition is if it's stem cell, it has to be zero age. So it hasn't differentiated into any other cell or organ tissue type yet. Therefore, it's a zero age, and therefore it's a stem cell. Otherwise, it's not a stem cell, and therefore it is a zero age cell. And we take those cells that is stored in your fat tissues or bone marrow, and we extract. We have a specific techniques and protocols to extract that and process it, and then we inject back through IV in all the cases, in most cases, and then certain arthritic type of cases, we go to the joints, the knees and shoulders, and that's how the treatment is done. So it's most non-invasive way of treating human. It's most human way of treating human beings without cutting open people and removing their kidneys and lungs and hearts and It's
Yeah.
just the IV, and it's very non-invasive, and people doesn't have to go through major pain or troubles, and no downtime.
Yeah. Yeah. I have my own opinions on that. Why do you think? Because since Trump put in law that the right to
Right
try,
to try.
that we're able to help people that we weren't able before. Why do you think the United States is so far behind as far as stem cell therapy is concerned? I know a lot of chiropractors are now, using stem cell therapy to regrow the tissue between the joints, which is saving a lot of people from knee transplants and unless it's bone on bone, if people let it go too far, the stem cell therapy does not work. But at least we're offering that now. So why do you think? Why do you think we are so far behind?
I would say we're at the forefront of the research side of it. To converting it to the clinical practice, you have to do clinical trials, and those clinical trials takes hundreds of millions of dollars. We have a lot of data and studies done by many people around the globe in the last 20 years, and we just need to change our thought processes how we do the stem cell clinical trial versus clinical trial for pharmaceutical agent or the chemical, because this is a biology and you cannot have a full double-blinded placebo-controlled stem cell treatment. You can, but there is no control. I mean, if you put something in your body, this body is a live organism. How do you put controls? So that whole thought process has to be changed and revised and improvised so that we can create certain kind of mechanism to do this clinical trial on the very fast track mode, which FDA is now engaging in. And a lot of clinical trials are going through, but it takes a lot of time, money, and so not many people can do it. But a lot of doctors have also worked on it, and they have some data, but there's no central data sharing uh, platform where everybody put their data. And in my personal opinion, it's a personalized and precision medicine at its best. So my outcome may not be the same as yours, because it's all depend on type of disease you have, stage of disease you are at, type of lifestyle you have, type of food you eat, type of stress you take. All that depend. How do you make that all controlled in every single participant in your clinical trial? It's just not possible.
Now, I'm sure you're aware that, I would say about 2 weeks ago, that there was a big announcement in New York about a woman who was cured of HIV with stem cell therapy. What is your view on that?
That is excellent news. That's a great progress, and it's being welcomed very well by the industry, the researchers, and also the clinical side of the business. So that's a great advancement.
Yeah, and GIOSTAR is on the forefront of a lot of this. I mean, you guys have been in business for what, 20 years now?
Yes, GeoStar particularly started in 2008, but we've been in business of research, stem cell research, since 2000. So yes, 21 years. And
Okay, and
plus my
within
partner, Dr. Anand Srivastava, has been in research for more than that.
yeah, he's one of the innovators, isn't he? He's one of the first doctors
Yeah,
to
he's
get
one of,
involved in
yeah,
that.
yeah. He's one of the first researchers, scientists, or the pioneer, we can say, who
Hmm.
started this entire modern stem cell field. Okay, we've been doing bone marrow transplant, which is also stem cell for lymphoma, leukemia, the blood
Yeah,
cancer,
a lot
for
of
the
people
last
don't
30
know
plus
that.
years. Right, that we've been doing for long years. But this modern stem cell science that you and I are talking about was started by him, pioneered by him, I would say, 20 years ago in the top universities of Southern California, University of California, San Diego, Salk Institute, Burnham Institute, UC Irvine, UCLA, the first clinical trial approved by US FDA to treat spinal cord injury in human with Christopher Reeve Foundation, the Superman, the actor of a first Superman movie. Uh, uh, that was done at UC Irvine neurology department, where Dr. Anand Srivastava was one of the key scientists. So these guys were the pioneers who started this entire field, and Anybody and everybody is working in the field of stem cell research, any university, any country. They're all working based on his original pioneering research work done in the last 20 years. He has a
Now,
maximum contribution in the field of stem cell neurology as well.
so I know you have offices out here in the United States, but you have
Yeah.
facilities in other countries, and I know I had to go to Mexico to get the treatment that I got. That basically, I mean, I attribute to. I mean, 4 years ago, I couldn't even open up a jar. I was dropping glasses, and I'm much better than I was then. And this is a degenerative disease. Scleroderma is very, very serious. But I attribute, the stem cell therapy for giving me, extra number of years to figure everything out. Not that I'm ever going to figure everything out, but how can we tell the audience, what is the best thing for them to stay in the United States? Because some people are like, well, it's monitored in the United States. If I go out of the country, I don't know what I'm getting. How do we surf the waters of that?
If so, I understand there are a lot of concerns, people going out of country to United States or India, people coming from all over the globe to our Indian facilities. I have people coming from all over the globe in our Mexico facility. So people do come because when there is no answer, this is the only answer for autoimmune disease, especially an autoimmune disease, where your immune system start killing that particular organ of your body, thinking it's a foreign organ. And the only possible treatment option today, considering the most advanced science that we are working in, is stem cell, because stem cell has ability to remodulate your immune system or re-educate your immune system so it doesn't think that particular organ in that autoimmune disease is not a foreign body. So it stops the attack on that organ, and then it goes and repair the damaged organ that has been damaged or attacked for last 10, 20, 30 years. So slowly your immune system is being re-educated so it doesn't think it's a foreign body, and then the damaged organ has been repaired. So then you come out of it. I'll tell you story of my mother, who is also suffering from another autoimmune disease called psoriasis. Are you familiar with that? It's also a skin kind of a
Yes.
condition. Your immune system thinks your skin is a foreign body and it's a texture skin, and you have a very scaly skin, dry skin, cracked up skin. And my mother's case, it was all over the place, and it was cracked up and blood coming out and water coming out, and red oozing
Painful.
skin all over her body. Yeah, very painful. She was telling me is that it feels like somebody's taking a torch and burning her 24 hours, or she thinks like thousands of spider biting her continuously. So she just couldn't take the pain. And can you guys see me? I'm here frozen on my screen. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll tell my mother's story. So my mother, when I was building one of our first hospital in 2011 in India, the stem cell treatment hospital, she was suffering for this, and I was putting a ointment on her skin, and she would scream. I have to look away because it was just so painful. And slowly, she started telling me indirectly, "Spend time with me, son. I'm gonna die." And eventually, she just announced publicly that I'm gonna die. And when somebody break that cord with life, you can see them going down physically every day. You can see them. And I said, "Mom, please come to this hospital. We are just about to open, and we're going to treat you. It's going to be most advanced treatment." And she's like, "Oh, I don't trust doctors, and I don't want to come to anything. And I am sick and tired of this whole," because she was in so much pain. So finally, we brought her there, and we did her first stem cell treatment. And within 3 hours, her burning and itching was gone. Within 48 hours, her skin was almost 90% cured, I would say.
Wow.
And within 72 hours, you can say almost 100% her skin was back to normal. And talk about taking away your mother's pain. within hours or within
Uh,
days. I mean, if God empowers you as a son to take away your mother's pain like that, what a blessing. It's priceless thing. Forget about science and everything, but it's just something that you can do for your mother. It's just absolutely priceless. And the
no,
woman
your
was so
face says
happy
the
and
whole
enjoying the life.
story. Yeah, yeah, you look, I mean, you're glowing. Yeah, to be able to do that for your mom is just, that's amazing. That's amazing.
Yes.
And I'm glad she reacted so well to it. And you said everybody's different, but for a psoriasis treatment, I mean, what is the percentages that it's going to work for everyone who has psoriasis?
I will say live the new life. It'll work.
Oh, wow.
You will live a
That's
new life.
very
It will work.
encouraging.
Yeah,
That's very
every
encouraging.
single every single patient we have touched, it has worked. Because it's an autoimmune disease, so your immune system takes time to re-educate it. So sometimes those things come back. In my mother's case, it's also came back few places here and there. A few months later, and we did the several treatment, and it's gone, and she was fine.
Now, I'm going to jump to another topic because we have only a certain amount of time we have here. But
Okay, but I'm
this,
unfrozen on my screen. Is that okay, right? I'm not
yeah,
frozen
you're
on your
fine.
side
You're
or in the
fine.
recording side.
You're fine.
Okay, I just
We
want to make sure.
froze you. We froze you on
Okay,
purpose.
gotcha,
No, no.
gotcha.
No, no, it's just probably your download speed is different than ours, but we're catching it.
Hmm.
Don't worry.
Okay, okay.
Okay, so because we live in this time, of COVID-19, and we've been living with it for quite some times now. I remember seeing you on the news in San Diego that you stepped in and saved somebody's life. They were on their deathbed, and you guys stem
Yeah.
celled her and saved their life. And I'm sure they're fine today now. But we have these people with what's called long-term COVID.
Yep. Yep.
And I
Yep.
can see stem cell coming in this juncture and making a huge difference. Can you give us your background on that?
Oh, yes. I'm glad you asked that question because, the COVID came February 2020, March 2020.
Mm-hmm.
And right after that, in April 2020, we contacted FDA and sent our expertise and data and protocols for treating the COVID patient, and they right away approved it. So we were one of the first company in the world to get US FDA approval to treat COVID patient with our proprietary stem cell treatment. And of course, it was not a full approval; it was a compassionate use expanded access program temporary approval, and we did that, and we saved several people. And one of our first patient that we treated was because of COVID. He was in coma for I think 6 weeks, if I'm not wrong, and
Oh, he
then
was in a
he had an
coma.
yeah, he was in coma for 6 weeks or
Wow.
so. Then he had a stroke, so he was paralyzed. His kidney was damaged, so he was in dialysis. His lungs were collapsed, obviously, and his and liver was damaged. So talk about he was on a deathbed, and we've been able to revive his health back, and he went home, and that was just unheard of in that time of COVID. And that was one of the biggest achievement. We did that in 2020, and now that company is going public very soon in London market with the huge IPO is coming up, and with the valuation of several $billion, and our addressable market is for that treatment, which is now we're going to call it post-COVID complication, because there are just between Europe and America there are almost 140 million people are suffering from post-COVID syndrome or post-COVID complication, where your lungs are not working because they're damaged, your heart, your kidney, your liver, your brain, all that. And only answer again for that, we think, is stem cells. So that company is developing that treatment and preparing to go through the full-fledged US FDA clinical trial in very near future. And that company has its addressable market of $1.4 trillion just for post-COVID complication treatment of stem cell.
Now, this is in Europe. What about the United States? Do you have any clinical trials going on here?
We will do the clinical trial under US FDA. Of course, this company is raising money in a London market, but the clinical trial is under US FDA. And we are not only doing one clinical trial, we are gearing up for a few clinical trials, one for the post-COVID, one for the universal grade red blood cell, because now you have heard everybody's on the TV, Surgeon General and military and everybody's saying donate blood because they have a lot of shortage. So we have created a universal grade red blood cell from stem cell. It's exactly the way it's inside your body. We have mimicked it outside in our lab, so it's not synthetic blood or anything. It's exactly the way it is inside your body. We have created outside. And the beauty of it's universal grade, so no match required. It can go to anybody. It is cleanest blood, so no contamination and no disease transmission through somebody else's blood. So cleanest blood created in controlled environment, a bioreactor, and unlimited resource. That company has minimally 100 to $290 billion a year market for the shortage of the blood business. So that is another clinical trial we're gearing up for. Then we're gearing up for the cancer vaccine, the cancer treatment, and then one more for the diabetes, for the type 2 diabetes. So a lot of things are happening, and people are
It's
going to have
very
access
exciting.
to amazing outcomes. Yeah, amazing treatment options, which are non-invasive, no side effects, and no downtime, and only positive outcomes.
Wow. You know, we live in such a fantastic time. I mean, we have like, computers working for us, figuring out highly, complex things. Now we have the possibility of, I think, the end of disease if we can hone in on it. And it's seriously a biblical nature. Um, it's just a fantastic time to be alive. A lot of hope out there.
We are
So,
going towards the disease-free life. We're going
yep.
towards that. This whole world, this whole scientific community is going towards the disease-free life, where so as long as you live, whatever years that you have, that that you're going to live, but you're going to live in a disease-free, very healthy body. That's for sure, and that's the direction we are taking this industry. An anti-aging business. We have another company that is working on the anti-aging, where reverse aging, where basically just you live up, like my all organs today is work. I'm 51, but my organs are efficiency of a 35-year-old person. So what can you
Well,
expect more
yeah,
than that? What a
a lot of disease comes with or is age related. I used to have a joke of who's doing the parade for aging. What's the ribbon like for that? Gray and wrinkled. But it's like it's like if you could decently stop the aging process, of course you're going to knock down the disease too. I'm hoping with the autoimmune, because there's like 100 different diseases associated under that umbrella of autoimmune, and 300 million people suffering from it, that if we could just like you said, make the immune system well again, then boom, 100 diseases gone. That's what I'd like
you
to see.
said you said it so well. So what is anti-aging? Let me explain you. What is anti-aging? When you anti-age means when you reverse age, what you're doing, you're making all the organs to get back to its maximum functionality or capacity, right? So when you're bringing back those organs to that its maximum capacity and functionality, what does that mean? So you're taking that particular disease away. If that organ is not functioning properly, then we are saying, if somebody's heart is not functioning properly, we say it's a heart disease. If somebody's kidney is not working properly, we're going to say it is a kidney disease. If somebody's liver is not working properly, we're going to say it's a liver disease. But when you do reverse age, when you do anti-aging, all you're doing is taking all the diseases away and making that particular person's body function at maximum capacity possible based on their lifestyle, their food habits, their stress level, and many things that surrounds or dictate outcome of our treatments. Is what you wanted to do is to bring those organs and take them to the maximum possible functionality that they can function at.
Yeah, well, as long as we're all like living in this little bunch of cells that we have running around in the earth, we have to take good care of our bodies, and you're doing an amazing job. I'm sad that our time is up. We'll have you back on. It's such a wealth of information that you've just given us, but I know that there is so much more. But I wanted to thank you from the bottom of my heart that you took the time to talk to us and educate our audience with, this wonderful science that is being developed right now. So again, if somebody told you you have a disease and there is no cure, don't listen to that. It's bullshit. There's always a cure. Just because we haven't given it to you yet doesn't mean it's not out there. And we're working on it. So don't give up hope. Once they take hope away, yeah, you're screwed. So this is GIOSTAR. This is Deven Patel. Look them up on the internet. Learn as much as you can about stem cell therapy. Call your representatives, your senators, and tell them, hey, we have to get off our asses and get this done. Is there anything that you would like to tell our audience before you go, Deven? Is there a way to, follow you guys?
Yes, you can follow us on giostar.com, GIOSTAR.com. That's our website. And I wanted to tell you, Anna, you're such a wonderful, kind-hearted, and brave-hearted human being. And we need so many of you to make this thing happen. We cannot do it by ourselves. We have to come together and demand it, and then these things can happen. And we've been fighting this uphill battle for the last 21 years. We have succeeded in somewhat way better than anybody out there in the world, but there is a lot of work needs to be done. And yes, there is a cure if you look for it out there. And your food and your meditation and your lifestyle is your medicine. So if you have the perfect food, lifestyle, and meditation, if you oxygenate all your cells 100% of the time, 100%, you will not age. The cells needs oxygen to revive and survive, and so therefore the meditation and the breathing exercises are very important. Thank you.
Well, I think that our little vacation during the pandemic, a lot of people have awoken as far as meditation and breathing and appreciating where they are, non-stressful lives, the whole mind, body, soul thing, and prevention is part of it too. So if you take care of yourself, Anyway,
eat, pray, and love.
For the rest, huh?
Eat, pray, and love.
Eat, pray, love. That's good. That's good. All right. Deven, thank you. Our audience, thank you for being here. And if you like this program, please post, share, socialize, let people know, because we need a union. We need a voice. We need one single voice going, hey, there's a cure out here. Help us do it. All right. You have a great rest of the day. Bye.